Larsson!
This was Plymouth at home from last season. I think I come on in the game. Yeah, it's one of my better ones.
Step over something I never had in my locker.
Really, no?
No.
That was a slow version. It's a really slow version.
It was some finish though.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my favourite one.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a nice goal that
pure
one.
power.
Still haven't figured out the celebration, as you can see.
Don't worry, you're young enough.
Yeah, I've got a
You'll
long
score
time, yeah.
Plenty of goals. But you always like coming in a little bit from the left, right?
Yeah. So just like as an 8, I suppose, on the other side.
Yeah.
And it helps because obviously I'm right-footed, so I'm kind of coming in the pitch. And that's like just landing on a second ball, really, I suppose.
Beautiful strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that celebration though.
It's just simple, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't really like aiming for anything either, you know. I've not told anyone that, but
Pure connection.
yeah.
Yeah, but when you connect like that, keeper ain't got a chance.
Yeah. It was just more like try and hit the target. I was actually focusing more on my first touch as well, really. I thought if I can just get it on my feet, it'll set me up. And obviously I took another one and yeah, it's perfect, really.
Against the Swedish keeper as well, it was.
Is he Swedish? Yeah.
Swedish, yeah. No chance. Couple more of those in the playoffs would do.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I do hope so. I'll try my best. Yeah, this isn't like as good of a goal, I suppose, but it was because we'd come back from 2-0 down.
I remember that one.
Yeah. It was more like the feeling of it. Obviously, you can see the team was so together, and moments like that are just amazing. You know, like you go in the dressing room after, and it's such a good place to be. Like it feels like there's nowhere better in the world.
But you work on that as well, getting in the box.
Yeah, just arriving late. So like I like to think that's part of my game and something I've got a lot better at.
Yeah.
It's all about timing, though, isn't it? Really?
Of course it is.
Just anticipating when the cross is going to come, because you don't want to be standing there waiting.
No.
And getting stuck under the ball.
Well, especially if you come running in late, they're not really going to stop you, are they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's hard to track as well, as you can see, for the other midfielders.
Get off.
Yeah, no celebration. Just scream.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's pure emotion, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Passion, I suppose.
Sometimes it's nicer to score away from home, especially when you know, the crowd, the main part of the crowd is against you, and then you can just kind of give it back a little bit, which is nice.
And obviously, you know, like our following's amazing, so you know that in the away end there's real hardcore Sunderland fans, I suppose, who care so much, and some of the scenes when we score, like mind blowing, really.
It's such a young team, you know, and they've come so far and done really, really well. And for me, when you're such a young team, but still to be able to go through a whole season in the championship like that, I've played there myself, I know how difficult it is. I'm comfortable watching Sunderland now, because I know, like, okay, you're going to have better and worse games, of course, when it's 46 games in the league, but I just think it's very solid. And I also think you've got players that can do with individual quality, like yourself, Roberts, other players as well, that can turn the game, you know, and I think that's what stands out when I watch the team now. Look at this picture though, how different it is.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, obviously this goal I remember very clearly. It's my debut for Sunderland in the first day of the Premier League season. I didn't score many goals like that, to be honest.
It's unbelievable, that is.
So obviously that was special. That was 1-1 at Anfield, first day of the season, and my debut goal. So it couldn't have started much better than that, really.
Were you nervous playing in that game?
Not really, to be honest. I signed in the summer and everything had gone quite smoothly. Yeah. I enjoyed myself. Thought we had a decent team at the time as well. So I don't remember being too nervous, to be honest. Could have done with a different haircut though.
These are probably, from these years, probably my fondest memories. So this was 11-12?
11-12, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably around that time I really started to enjoy watching football a lot more. And obviously there were some great players in the Premier League in general at that time. So some of my favourite players were like yourself at Birmingham when I was growing up, but also like Gerrard, who would have been on the pitch that day, and Yaya Toure when I got a little bit older as well. Mm-hmm. So like midfield players like that, really. It was a really good time, I suppose, of football. Did you feel like the standard in the Premier League was really high of players?
It was, to be fair, and I remember you mentioned Gerrard yourself. It was one of my big favourites growing up as well, watching the Premier League. First time I got to play against him, I remember that clearly because he tackled me. He flew into a good tackle, and it was one of those moments where, okay, this is what it's like. I flipped upside down, and I remember looking up, and he was standing there. Like, it was one of those moments where you go, okay, I'm here now, and you just have to try and step up. Yeah, this one is probably my, I would say, my favourite free kick. Obviously, I was at Arsenal as a kid in the academy, growing up there at the Emirates. I think we were losing 1-0 at the time. But I think just for the distance as well, obviously the way I hit free kicks wasn't really with my laces or power as such as people do now, but it was more inside of the foot. So I remember thinking it's maybe too far. But it's one of those, when you connect, like we've seen your goals, even though it wasn't a free kick, you just hit the ball so clean, and sure. you feel it's got a good chance. So that was...
No celebration?
I don't know why, to be honest. I should have celebrated, shouldn't I?
Should have celebrated a goal like that, for sure.
But I enjoy scoring a free kick, so
goal,
happy with that one.
It's a nice kit as well, that.
That was good, yeah.
Proper old school.
Everything's going to be old school.
To me anyway, to me.
Yeah, another free kick. And this one doesn't look as nice, but I think this was like the 90-something minute. And we were struggling at the time, Martin O'Neill's first game in charge. And I'd actually missed the penalty the game before, away to Wolves. And we lost the game.
Really? Yeah.
So I felt a bit of we were losing this game. We'd come back, and this is like more or less the last kick of the game to try and win the game. And like you're talking about celebrations, don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, just emotion, I suppose.
Just emotion. Obviously, a change of manager, pressure was on, and just to sort of give the new manager a good start and everyone a lift. But yeah, just for the simple reason how much it meant to get us going again. That's one of my favourite goals.
Had you always taken free kicks even when you were young and things like that?
Yeah, to be fair, I've always loved it. Yeah. Beckham was my big idol growing up when it came to free kicks, and I used to love just practicing free kicks. Generally at that age when you're young, kids want to play 1v1 and stuff like that, and I always wanted just to
take free kicks,
free kicks and set pieces and stuff. So I always just liked it.
Some players come into it later, I suppose. They take free kicks a bit later. That's what I was asking, really. Sure. Being selfish, seeing if I could start taking free kicks.
You can indeed.
Yeah. So obviously we'd started the season in terrific form, really, and you know that this game means a lot to the fans. it's obviously not the be-all and end-all game for the fans in terms of derbies, but it's still a massive game. I suppose in terms of a rivalry. And we'd had some tough games against them in the last couple of years. So it was kind of like trying to put it right in this fixture. And I didn't score in this game, but I felt all the lads did really well, but I felt in myself that I was performing at a high level. It's one of my favourite games, just the feeling of it. And yeah, it gave us a lot of confidence, you know, when you've started the season well, but you beat a team that are obviously a really good side. It gives you a lot of confidence going into games in the future. And it kind of confirms that you're serious about your targets and stuff. So yeah, and obviously, as you can see, they're a really good team. They try and play through you, through the middle.
Would you feel more nerves going into like a derby game like this compared to a normal game?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you do feel it. But for me, in this game, I felt like it wasn't really nerves. It was more of I was stepping up to the game a bit more, which I think I've done well this season. Obviously, playing more games when you're young, and over time you just get used to it, and that's all it is really. You just get used to experiences and different things, different types of games. So this season, yeah, I felt like I've been able to step up in games.
Oh, that's what I was going to say as well. From what I've seen, I think you're the type of guy that the bigger the game, the more you perform.
Yeah.
And some people have that, and some people maybe going the other way actually.
Yeah. And obviously you're nervous because you care.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not, as long as you're not nervous because you have no idea what you're doing. Yeah. But obviously that's never going to be the case because you've played football your whole career, your whole life. So yeah, you're nervous because you care and you know how much the game means to the fans, which is a positive thing. And obviously Riggy scored an amazing goal.
Oh yeah, I remember this one.
Will go down in history, I suppose, for Sunderland.
For sure. It's nothing like winning a derby game, though, is it?
Yeah, amazing, yeah. And the atmosphere on this day was just amazing. Yeah. And that energy almost gives you a boost as well on the pitch. Obviously, if there's a big display, you know how much it means to the supporters, and that they're really eager for you to win and to perform. And as I said, it contributed to the atmosphere as well because the stadium was rocking on that day.
Brilliant. Some goal there as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. It's one of them at the time. You couldn't believe that he tried it, to be honest.
Obviously, I've also picked a derby game away to Newcastle, and I remember my first ever derby was early in my first season at home, and we lost 1-0 to Newcastle, which was a horrible feeling. We drew that the first season away 1-1, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the first game in this season, which was my second season, we drew at home 1-1.
Okay.
And then we obviously had them away, which was important as well, where we were in the league, and also being a derby game. And I hadn't been part of a team to beat Newcastle yet. Yeah. And this day we managed to beat them and do it quite convincingly.
Yeah.
Which was an amazing feeling. And if I'm not wrong, I think this was the start of 6 derby wins in a row.
Yeah, 6 in a row, yeah.
Which was amazing.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And you knew what it meant to the supporters as well.
What was he like, manager?
He was crazy, as you can see. So much emotion. It was an interesting time.
Yeah.
You talked about how experience playing big games for Sunderland. Do you have any advice for Joe?
Yeah, I need it. Yeah.
He doesn't need my advice. He's doing all the things he needs to do. But listen, like I said before, for me, he's the type of player that steps up in big situations and big games. And I've seen plenty of players that don't do that. They have all the talent, but they maybe doesn't have it up here.
Yeah.
But I have no worries about you when it comes to that. So
thank you.
Just next year, touch wood, we'll be doing it in the Prem.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.